We're going to start the second period orchestra part of the program with a piece by Bach. Again, early in the 1700s, when the idea of orchestra, string orchestra, was kind of a new thing, and it was customary for the strings to stand to play, except of course the cello. So that's how we're going to perform this piece. It's a suite of dance movements. We're going to do 3 movements, and you can save your applause until the end of the 3rd movement. So this is 3 movements from Bach Suite Number 2. The next piece has some similarity in that it's written just for strings, and it's a piece with several movements that are based on dances, which is what the Bach was. However, this piece was written in the late 1800s, so you'll just hear from how it sounds how different music was at that point. For the last piece, for this group, we're going to play an overture that Mozart wrote for an opera. I just heard an interesting fact on the radio yesterday that of all performing artists last year, Mozart sold more CDs than anybody else, which I thought was kind of surprising. That person from way back then. So we're going to add winds and play a symphonic orchestra piece for you, the overture to Titus. Before we play the last piece, I just want to thank you people. Starting at the top with the administration here, everybody is so supportive. This music program is incredible, and I feel really fortunate to be teaching here, and I think everybody should feel fortunate to be going to school here. I also want to thank Mike Gruner, our department head, and he's always asking if there's anything he can do. Charlotte, Kimberly Haig, who's the secretary, is always helpful with lots of different things. And Therese Schmidt, who's one of the band directors who helps out. And Mike Stroszeck, who is the other band director with whom I have to confer with when I'm going to use his wind players so that we can have symphonic orchestra, so we work out a schedule. And everybody is extremely accommodating. It makes it a great place to teach. And so this last piece, combining both the orchestras, and it's one movement of a piece. Edvard Grieg wrote some incidental music for a play about a character. It's a folk tale about Peer Gynt, who travels around and has lots of adventures. And this particular piece is about, he shows interest in the Troll King's daughter, and the Troll King and the trolls don't like that. So they're preparing to do something to him. And so the piece builds up and builds up as the trolls get whipped into a frenzy, until at the end the Ice King, the Troll King, yells out, "Ice in the blood," which makes them stop for some reason. Anyway, it's a very exciting piece, and it builds, and it's very loud and crazy at the end. So I also want to thank you parents, because if it weren't for you, they wouldn't be on the stage. And for all the many, many things you do to support them in everything, and especially, of course, in their musical activities. And I'd like to thank you to the students. Thank you, students. So I hope you enjoy this last piece, Follow the Mountain King.